did work and you failed because of this. Oh, because it makes common sense that we thought the bigger the better. Or we thought that we do have a spy. Yeah, there's no problem with the spy, but then you let him go and give him all the freedom to do whatever he wants to do. Okay? That is not God's way. And then finally, when God had spoken, this is what you did. This is what happened. Why did you do that? You disobeyed me. It looks like chapter 1. It seems like they're doing fine, right? Except for the latter part of it, when you see those words, but the Canaanites dwelt with them. And what's the result of this? Wherefore, I also said, what was God's command? And you shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. What you were supposed to do? You were to throw down their altars. But you have not obeyed my voice. Why have you done this? Therefore I also said, I will not drive them out from before you. But they shall be as thorns in your sides, and their God shall be a snare unto you. As the first result, God says, because of what you did, and because of what you did not do, because of what you failed to do, this is what's going to happen. This problem that you have is going to be permanent. Was God right? Looking back, many thousands years later, what can we say? The problem didn't go away. As a matter of fact, it's gone even worse to the extent where it's affecting the whole world. Whether it be in Australia or Philippines or the entire Middle East and Africa, Pakistan and India, in Indonesia, you have issues of terrorism and the same group of people, the radicals. Same kind of faith, same ideology. In the name of jihad. It's the same group of people. Israel is now a land that is not completely theirs, as it has been. The Gaza, the West Bank, the Sinai Peninsula, the Golan does not belong to them. Those are the lands that they were able to repossess during the 6-day Israeli war. But because of compromises with President Clinton and Yasser Arafat, Yitzhak Rabin, still. The shaking of hand, what? Plan for peace? Is it really working? No. See, the Bible is correct. You may think it's political. No, to me it's biblical. God says, I'm not going to drive them out. You don't want them. You don't want them to go away. As a matter of fact, you want them to live with you. You want to cohabit with them. Okay, fine. Sometimes you have to understand that God is not going to force His issue on you, His will on you. Why? Because we were created as free moral agents. We can decide. We have that power to choose. But when we choose, let us not forget there are consequences when we choose to disobey. There will be bad and sad results. But let me encourage you, because I don't want to end this message on a sad note like that. It is really sad that they failed and God was dealing with them. But see, after God told them what's going to happen, that there will be thorns in you, they will constantly be poking you and pricking you and causing you pain. God says, and their God shall be a snare unto you. What happened to Solomon? What happened to those people? They became idolaters. But then look at verses 4 and 5. And it came to pass when the angel of the Lord spoke these words unto all the children of Israel, that the people lifted up their voice and wept. And they called the name of that place Bachem, and they sacrificed there unto the Lord. They repented. They wept. They sacrificed to God. Because they realized their own mistakes. Listen. It is sad that we fail. Parents, children, we all fail. Somebody approached me earlier and said, Pastor, can I talk to you? I want to be a member of this church. And the first thing I said, I paused. And I said, are you sure? She said, yes, I'm sure. I said, this is not a perfect church. And she said, there's no perfect church, Pastor. Is that true? Is there any perfect marriage?
No.
Is there any perfect home? Is there a perfect husband-wife relation? Is there a perfect parent-children relationship? There's no such thing. That means we have works to do, right? To take care of our children, lead them in the right way, provide for them, teach them, train them, correct them, discipline them, love them. That's our job. If you fail to do that, you're going to see the consequences. And it will break your heart. But God is the God of second chance. These people went to God and wept sore, sacrificed before God. Remember 32 years back in history, before this happened, Joshua stood on the banks of Jordan River. He said, choose you this day, right? You make a choice. Whether you're going to be serving the gods of the Amorites, the Hivites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites. The Jebusites never left Jerusalem. The Canaanites, the Philistines that David fought, they never left. And they influenced God's people into worshiping their idols, the Ashtaroth, Molech. That is the result. And God already told them this is what's going to happen. Their gods will be a snare to you. It's a trap. You will fall into those traps. And you'll find yourself worshiping idols. And when the Bible speaks of idols, don't think that like they're just graven images like that. Anything can be an idol in your life. Money can be an idol. Beauty can be an idol. Right? Fame, popularity can be an idol. Even your husband, your spouse can be an idol. Even your children can be an idol. You know what an idol is? Anything and everything that stands in between you and your relationship with God. Anything that hinders you. Anything that occupies the space and the time that ought to be God's. That belong to God. That's an idol. Is there any idol in your life that you have to abandon and give up? Is there anything in your home? Is there anything in your relationship that you need to give up? That you need to break? That you need to drastically take action and say, I'm sick and tired of this. I give this up because this is not helping me. It's not benefiting me. It's not making me happy. It's causing a lot of people sadness and disappointments. I give this up. Is there anything in your life where you have failed and this time as God speaks to you, you say, Lord, let me recover from this. Let me do it right this time. Amen? Let me do it right. I didn't do it right before. But let me get this straight. And teach me, Lord, because I don't have the strength to do it. Help me, Lord. Whatever I need to abandon, I abandon it at your altar. I give it up today. Because I want you and no one else. I embrace truth and righteousness and everything that's good. I want to abandon self and pride. Sometimes you think you're cool. How? At what expense? The kind of dress that you wear? The kind of bling-blings? But what did it cost you? And how do you really look like before God? When God looks at you, is God impressed? Will God say, wow, you look cool, you look gorgeous? You know, you can't fool God, right? You can't cover yourself with so many kinds of camouflages and masks and pretend to look good with God. When deep inside, God speaks and says, you did not obey. Why have you done so? Amen? Prepare yourselves. You're in for a battle. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a real battle. A real battle. But I trust that you'll come back 4 years later. Not that you'll go away, right? But you'll be on a forum like this where your achievements will be recognized, where you will stand before God's people and say, I've done what was right in the eyes of God. And I have peace in my heart that I know I have obeyed Him. And now I will continue to fulfill that high calling and reach and move forward to achieve and get there, the high prize, receive that award, and reach the finish line. You run. You will stumble. You will fall. Get up. It's not the end of the world. All right? Your heart will be broken. I don't know what kind of people you'll meet in college. Maybe they will break your heart. But that's not the end of the world. Get up.